She makes like video content of old games, like
I'm sorry,
Juggernaut.
baby.
If you're gonna have these conversations, can you please let me know?
I'm sorry.
They're being insanely loud.
I am. I'm sorry. I was too loud, guys.
I gotta feel in trouble.
I'm sorry. My wife wants to go to sleep. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see here if this even shows up on my page. I don't know if it's going to. Let's see. It said I went live, but I don't know if I am live. Here it is. Okay. I am live now. Here I am. I can see myself on my PC. So let me click here and see if you guys can see me. See if the chat is working. Yeah, it is. It's so weird. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my selfie stick to do this. This will be my first opportunity to use it. I'm actually going to use this thing, and we're going to try to figure this out together, guys, because my PC is having major issues, and I think they're power supply related, and we got to try to figure this out, if it's a way to fix it or whatever. I have no clue. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can figure this out. I think I should be able to. First time I'm using this thing. What's up, everybody? I'm going to post up that I'm live on this stream so people know. I don't know how long my battery will last on this phone. I have no idea. It also says I was on 5G. Why? I should be connected to my wireless. I hope I'm not on 5G. I shouldn't be. Yeah, hold on. I gotta try to get this on my selfie stick. What's up, everybody? See if this works like this or not. I don't know. Let me set up the tripod portion. The PC is not good. I'll tell you in a second. You guys can hear me, right? The PC is not good right now. It's a bad situation. I'm trying to remember how to open the tripod. I don't remember. There's a button. Here we go. I haven't used this in a while. So I'm trying to remember how it works. Hold on. I don't remember how this fucking thing works. I released it, but now it won't open. Hold on, you're staring at my ceiling. There. It's being dumb. Okay. So, my hair's all it's going to look terrible because, you know, it's not exactly a good hair camera angle here. Okay? So, here's what's going on. I was streaming. Here, let me tell everyone that I'm live. Let me tell everyone that I'm live here. Okay, post that up here, and post that up here. Okay. Problem is, I don't think my phone battery is I don't even know where the camera is on this thing. I don't think my phone battery is going to be very long. I don't know how long I could stream on this before my camera will die. All right. So here's what just happened. I was streaming, and all of a sudden my PC turned itself off. Okay? Just off completely. Now, this actually happened last week. Remember I told you I tried to upload a DSP pack rips video? And only when I tried to upload this specific video, okay, would the PC kept turning itself off. Just one video. When I tried to upload other videos, no problem at all. So I was like, what's causing it? I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening, right? So then I edited that video, and then I went to upload it again, and it never happened again. So I thought it was just something to do with the video. Apparently not. Apparently there's obviously something going on maybe with the power supply of the PC, I'm not sure. Maybe the motherboard, I don't know. So the PC just turned itself off in the middle of me streaming, okay? I basically turned off the power switch, turned it back on, and then tried to turn the PC on. And here's what's going on. There's power to my mouse, there's power to my keyboard, there's power to my monitor, okay? Which makes sense. The monitor's plugged in separately. That would make sense. There's no power currently to my Roland Bridgecast, which makes no sense. There's no power to the Stream Deck. I'm looking at the PC right now. The RAM sticks are lit up because they're LED RAM sticks, but the graphics card has a red light that turns on. That's on. But the fans are not turned on at all, and the fans are supposed to turn on and have lights, and they're not. So I have no idea what's going on. Did the power supply die? Is it half dead? How could some stuff have power and others? I don't get it. Could it be the motherboard is gone? If that's the case, that's terrible. That means the PC is shot. Like, what am I going to do? Right? I can't just get another motherboard and change all the components. So I don't know what's happening right now. For the record, everything from the PC is plugged into a backup power supply unit. Okay? What do they call those? PSU. And that's sitting right next to it, and it's not having any kind of a malfunction. I'll double check it, but it doesn't look like it's having any kind of a malfunction at all. It just seems to be working fine. So let me actually confirm that, because now that I've said that, let me go over there and check the PSU and see if anything's happened with it, and then I'll be right back, okay? Okay. Ow. So, everything looks fine. I'm going to get my flashlight, because there's other sockets that I'm not using on the PSU that I could swap around and test. You know, you might say, maybe the socket on the PSU is messed up. I don't know. But I need to test it. But I can't see. I need a flashlight to look at it. Yeah. This just sucks. Like, I hope, if this PC's shot, I can't stream gameplay. Like, there's no way I can stream and capture and play on the same PC. That's why I need a dual PC setup, you know? So I hope this thing's not fried. That's gonna suck. If it's fried, then I have to somehow not only get a new PC, but then I have to find a way to get my entire setup like cloned to the new PC. And that was not easy to do. Like, I had people helping me do that when I did it a year and a half ago. I don't know how to do it myself. I don't know. I don't think it's the video card, because the video card has power, and like I said, other things don't. Like, why does the Roland not have power? Why does the Stream Deck not have power? That doesn't seem to make sense. Right? Alright, let me grab my flashlight, look at it. I'm going to see what port, or what socket the actual computer's plugged into. I'm going to see if I can swap it to another one and see what happens. Okay, give me a second here. Turned it on again. Turned on the PC again, press the power, and here's what's turning on. The light on the video card turns on. It's a little red light. That turns on, so that's getting power. The RAM lights up and is looking like a rainbow. So the RAM's obviously getting power. The mouse is lit up. The keyboard light is on. Okay? But the other things aren't. Like the Roland Bridgecast, no power. The Stream Deck, nothing. And the motherboard, nothing seems to be happening with the motherboard at all. Okay? The fans aren't turning on. The fans aren't lighting up. Normally, that's what would happen. If I press the power button, the fans would turn on and light up and start moving. Okay? Nothing is happening. So, it makes me feel like maybe the motherboard, because how could it be the power supply if other things are getting power? If the power supply were dead shot, nothing would be lit up at all, right? Like, nothing would be getting power at all, right? So, I think it might be the motherboard. Look at motherboard fault indicators. LEDs will be certain colors that tell you what's wrong. Where would that be exactly? Is there a light flashing anywhere on the motherboard? I don't know. I'll check. no lights here. No lights here, no lights at all on the motherboard. Nothing. When I hold it, nothing. I think the motherboard fried. I think the motherboard fried. 100%, I think the motherboard is fried. The buttons don't even do anything. Let me see. Okay. That works. So anyway, here's what's going on. The PC is plugged in, okay, and the only light that I see on is the red light on the graphics card is on, and I believe that means that it's powered. That's what the red light is for, to tell you there's power going to the graphics card, right? So then if I press the power button on the motherboard, the lights on the RAM turn on, and that's it. Right now, my mouse is plugged in and it's glowing. My keyboard is glowing. My monitor, well, my monitor says no signal, but that's plugged in somewhere else. And my capture device is glowing. So that those devices seem to be getting power. Okay? But only when I push the power button on the motherboard. Outside of that, if I push the power button again, nothing happens. If I press restart, nothing happens. So the motherboard is essentially unresponsive. I think it's the motherboard. I think the motherboard fried. And I don't know how to fix that. I don't think you can. If the motherboard is fried, it means that basically when I bought this PC a year and a half ago, off Amazon, it's a piece of junk. Which I kind of figured, because remember I was having problems with the motherboard, with having multiple cameras plugged in, and they were having issues turning themselves off and shit. I think the motherboard itself is messed up. Yeah. And no, there is no computer. I don't know of any computer shop. I'd have to check, but I'm not aware of any computer shop near me to take this thing to. Try plugging it directly into the wall with all devices unplugged. What we're trying to do is we're trying to narrow it down to make sure it's not the PC, right? That's what we're trying to do. By the way, whoever did super chats, thank you. Looks like I got $4.31. I didn't get to see it, obviously. Yeah, the PC's not working. Here's the deal. Right in the middle of streaming, it turned off. Okay? So then I restarted it, tried to restart it. Only the RAM lights up. There's a red light on the graphics card that lights up. There was power going to the mouse and keyboard and to the capture device. And that's it. So other devices were getting no power at all. And it wouldn't turn on. And the fans won't turn on. And the lighting on the fans won't turn on. So it sounds like either a power supply or a motherboard failure. But I'm not sure what. It's weird that certain devices were turning on and not others. Like, the capture device was passing through and allowing me to see the stream over here. Like, it was letting my gaming PC show up over here, and I was able to, like, watch this stream and everything on there. So the power was working perfectly through this, motherboard and through this power supply to the capture device. So why is that working perfectly, but then other things weren't turning on? I don't know. I'm not a technical guy. I don't get it. Six hybrids and low power devices will power up. No blue screen. The PC just turned off. Dead turned off. It basically did exactly what it did last week. I told you, last week I was uploading a particular episode of DSP Pack Rips. I don't know why it was this one episode, but this one particular episode, when I went to upload, the PC turned off. Why? Why did the PC just turn off? I don't know. And it kept doing it over and over just for this one episode of DSP Pack Rips. Just for a laugh, you want to see it? I'll bring you over there so you can see what I see. Okay? Yeah, the fans aren't spinning. Starshine Radiant says if the fans aren't spinning, it's 100% the PSU. The fans are not spinning at all. I'll show you. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to bring you over there. Okay? Let's go together. Okay, so, you ready? Here it is. So as you can see, the RAM is on. There's a red light on top of the graphics card that's on. That's it. No fans on. Nothing is turned on. But everything plugged into the motherboard, like the keyboard, the mouse, the capture device is working. Right? So that's what confuses me. All right. What's confusing me is that the stuff is like the capture device works. Because I'm seeing right now it's passing through the capture device, it's getting power, and it's working right now. It's going to my monitor. So the capture device is getting power through the motherboard. The keyboard and mouse are getting power through the motherboard. So could it just be the PSU? I don't know how to change a PSU. That's going to be interesting. So you guys saw what I saw. I'm not going to be able to smell the power supply. I don't smell anything burnt in here, but this room is so full of everything, you never tell. Well, here's the thing. See, nothing here says, end your stream, work on getting it fixed, start an earlier evening stream. If I end the stream, I can't fix it. I don't know anything about this. So you guys have to help me. I don't know how to fix it. I can't go to a repair shop. I don't have a car. My wife's at work. She's not even home till 4 p.m. You know, and probably by the time she's home with a car, even if I find a repair shop, they're going to be closing. It could be the PSU, in which case I guess I should buy a PSU and try to get it here as soon as possible. The red light on the GPU means the PSU is fucked. Well, and people were like, it's probably something to do with the power supply. Something's triggering it to turn off, and now it's finally, it crapped the bed. I don't think it's the motherboard, because how is other stuff turning on? That doesn't make sense to me. If the motherboard was completely fried or whatever, I don't think other things would be turning on. All right, so here. The power button does nothing now. The power button literally has no effect when I press it. Nothing. So I'm just going to flip the switch on the power supply to turn it off entirely. Okay, power supply is off. Now I'm going to unplug the PC from the wall. Okay. Okay. Oh, I unplugged the wrong thing. Shit. Okay. I accidentally unplugged the UPS. Oops. That's fine. It'll power back up now. Okay, so the PC is now completely unhooked from any power. Okay. I'm gonna roll it out. Which I gotta. Okay. So it's rolled out. Here it is. Okay. And no, there's no lights. That's reflecting the PC from the other side of the room. So here it is, and I guess what I got to do is try to figure out how do I access this stuff. Like, I don't know. I've never done this before. Where did I put the flashlight? Shoot. Hold on. Let me get the flashlight. Okay. So, see, there's all these cables. So I guess what I got to do is make sure all the cables are secure, not loose. The problem is, as you can see, the power supply is underneath here in its own, like, caged off area in this case. So I've never gone in there. I don't even know how to get into that area of the case. I don't know. I think it has its own door right here. Like, this thing right here is its own door. And then this is for the top. So this is the top. This is the bottom of the case. So I guess if I take out the PSU, this is, I have to just remove it from the bottom, and it goes into its own, like, little cage thing there. So I don't even know where to start. What do you guys think? What cables do I start to check here? Right? Yeah, it's thumb screw, so it's easy. So should I check the cords coming out of the PSU? Should I check the cords going into the graphics card? Like, what am I checking here? I know how to open the case. What I'm saying is I don't know what cables to check. Here. Because see on the back, I can take the top off and get into this part, or I can take the bottom off and look at the PSU. Here, let me unplug the power cable from the PSU too. Get that out. It's not getting power anyway. It's already not even plugged in, but there you go. Let's see here. Because if I take these off, this should open the bottom, and I should be able to see the PSU. I've never done this before. I've never taken this part off. Yeah, look, there it is. So it is a Kratos Gold 750G. See that? A Kratos Gold. Woohoo. Probably not even good. Oh my god. This is a mess. This thing is fucking ridiculous. It's got 1 million cables. Just look at this. Look how many cables are going into this. Look at that. There's a giant wad of cables in there. So I don't know what to look at. Like, there's 1 million fucking cables. I don't know what's what. None of them look loose or anything. They all look fine. I don't know if I can get into this from the other side. I don't know how it works. You might be able to. This is a mess. So, what's funny is this PSU had these things. Look, it says silent mode and RGBs. I never knew that was on there. It says silent mode on. I don't know what silent mode means. I'm going to turn it to off because could that have affected something, right? Like, could silent mode have made that it was running at like a lower capacity or it wasn't cooling properly? Like, I don't know. It's not hot or anything. I don't know. Silent mode. You ever heard of a silent mode for a freaking PSU? I haven't. Okay. So I turned off silent mode. Stupid. And RGB lights. Like, this doesn't even do anything. Who even knows if this affected anything, right? Like, I don't know. All right. So here's what I am going to do. I'm going to check on, I guess, the connection of the wire to the graphics card. Right? I can't see where the motherboard plugs in. I think right there, maybe that right there is where it plugs in. So maybe I got to check that, and I got to check this. Maybe those are the two. And I see up there, there's some too. So just check all these wires here to make sure none of them are loose. I don't think they are. They look fine. And I haven't moved the PC, so it doesn't make sense that any of that would affect anything. But I'll check. Okay? All right. I'm trying to position my flashlight, and it won't do it. It won't just position so I can see. Okay. The power button, ready? Oh, the fans are turning on. The fan's turning on. That didn't happen before. That's a good sign. The red light is off on the GPU. That's a good sign. So what's going on? It's working. It's booting. Guys, it's booting. It's booting. I don't know why. It's booting now. Could it have been a loose cable on the GPU and I touched it and it fixed it? Yeah, I just booted up. It totally booted up. It's working fine. Give me a second here. That silent mode bullshit on the PSU, it's way louder now, which I'm okay with. Like, the PSU is way louder now, which it should be. Like, that PSU should have probably been running at max capacity this whole time, and it never was. It was running at, like, low-end capacity because there was a switch on it that says silent mode on and off. I turned it off. Now it's louder, but I can feel all kinds of air coming out of it. So the thing was running with no fan for a year and a half in the middle of the summer. In the heat, it was running with no fan on. That's what was going on. I bet that's what actually happened. That the power supply was probably overheating and malfunctioning. I have absolutely no idea why there's a silent mode on it. Why do you want a silent mode on your PSU? Have you ever heard of such a thing? Obviously, I would never want that in any circumstance. Right? Because now it's much louder. I'm serious. Like, before I couldn't hear the PSU. Now I hear it. And there's a fan on that's very loud on it, but that's fine. Like, I want that. Because it's probably going to keep it cool. Silent mode works great in low use settings like an office. Yeah, obviously, this is not what we want. It's high use. This thing's getting used constantly all day. You know? For about 90 minutes, just under, an hour and 15 minutes. And I actually used my selfie stick, which I haven't used yet, okay, to make this little tripod. And I was able to use this to walk around the office and show everyone exactly what was going on. and we were talking about it in troubleshooting, and it eventually came down to it's either going to be the power supply or it's the motherboard, right? It's one or the other. Is this the issue? Okay. I didn't think it was the motherboard, although it could have been, because I think the motherboard has had issues. For example, I tried to run 2 to 3 webcams, and sometimes the webcams all wouldn't run. They would turn themselves off, thinking maybe the motherboard can't get enough power. Who knows, right? So maybe it is the motherboard, right? But what we did is you guys helped me to basically walk through. I pulled out the PC, I unhooked all the power from it, cycled it down by, you hold the power button to make sure there's no residual charge in there. And basically I opened it up and I just wiggled some of the power connectors. There was the one that plugged into the GPU. I kind of messed with that a little bit, and I touched all the other wires or whatever. And basically then I just closed it back up again. And I noticed on the PSU, the power supply unit, there was a switch that said silent mode, and it had been switched to on. Now, I haven't touched the back of that PC like that in a while. I didn't just recently touch it or anything to make that happen. It must have always been on silent mode. I don't know what that is, nor would I want that on. I don't care if it's loud or not. Right now, I already have all these filters and everything in my office. You can't hear my air conditioner on right now or anything. So even if it was louder, who cares? I want it to cool. I want it to run at maximum power and cool itself. So it might have actually been running at, sadly, a problematic setting with this switch that was turned to silent mode. I don't know if that meant that it wasn't cooling or not doing the right things. It might have not. So the weird part is I turned it off, okay? Hooked everything back up, okay? Went to turn it on. It works. And now here we are. It's working. It's broadcasting. It turned on perfectly fine. However, I'm listening, and the PSU is making more noise. I can hear the fan in there is louder. Okay? So, I know how stupid this sounds, but maybe that's the problem. Maybe it was actually, look at this idiot, get this guy out of here. Maybe it was a actual situation here where basically the thing was running at half capacity or limited capacity, and maybe that's why we were having problems trying to run the webcams last year, and the webcams were turning themselves off and stuff like that. Maybe. And the thing is, it would make sense that now would be the time it's affected because it's summer. It's hot. It's hotter in here than normal. I have the air conditioner on max blast or whatever. So because it's hot, stuffy air, maybe it was overheating. I don't know. Okay? Maybe it was because of the cables. Maybe one of the cables was loose. But, to be honest, I think I probably should get a new PSU, because this is a 750 watt PSU, and people are looking at it and they're like, honestly, that's probably not good enough for what you have in the PC. You have this graphics card that you're running and everything. It probably is underpowered. So likely what I'm going to do, I am going to probably buy a new PSU today. That'll come probably within a day or two. And I'm going to have to try to find time to get in there and hook it up. The problem is I don't know how to do it. I'm sure I'm going to have to take all the wires, because the wires are connected to the PSU, and there's tons of them, right? I'm going to have to snake them through the back of the PC and wire. It's wired really nicely right now. There's good cable management because it was a pre-built. But I'm going to have to basically pull wires out and put these wires in to replace it or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. So anyway, here's the thing. There's no guarantees that my stream will continue today. This PC could turn off at a moment's notice. It seems like, that's it. The PSU must be the problem, because I don't think it's the motherboard. If right now everything's working fine again, nothing fried on the motherboard, I'm getting recommendations, either a Corsair or a Seasonic. So 850 watts would be better. 1,000 would be like ideal. I'll probably just get the 1,000. It's not that much more expensive than the 850.